everyone, my name is Adelina Miera, and today I will be discussing the effects of prenatal androgens on psychological and biological development. First, I will briefly discuss fertilization. When fertilization occurs, 46 paired chromosomes combine with the exception of the 23rd chromosome. The 23rd chromosome is the sex chromosome. The sex is always determined by the father's contribution, as sperm carry either a Y or an X chromosome. If the pairs combine as XX, it will be a girl. If they combine as XY, it will be a boy. Now, I will discuss the development between weeks 8 through 24 during gestation. This is a particularly important time in development because this is when the genitalia develops and sexual differentiation takes place. If the fetus is a boy, the adrenal glands and gonads will produce more androgens than for a female, in turn producing higher levels of testosterone. The significantly lesser amount of androgen production in females spurs the growth of female genitalia. Hormones are crucial for females during puberty, but are not involved in sexual differentiation. They are more crucial in sexual differentiation for boys. Now, what are androgens, and what do they do? As a boy develops testes, the testes will begin to produce hormones. Androgens are male sex hormones that produce testosterone and other hormones. For this discussion, I will be focusing more on testosterone. Testosterone is the most important androgen as it stimulates differentiation of male sex organs, sperm production, and development of secondary sex characteristics. Testosterone also has an organizing effect on the brain. Hormones and the brain. The brain is thought to be the behavior organ. Testosterone levels further organize the brain into male or female brain, specifically having an effect on the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus influences various emotional responses and allow hypothalamic hormones to control pituitary hormone secretion. The organizing and activating influences on the brain and behavior. An organizing effect is the influence of the type of behavior, such as mating behaviors. An activating effect is the frequency and intensity of motivation and the ability to perform certain behaviors, such as sexual desire. It is theorized that sex hormones possibly predispose people to masculine or feminine mating behaviors. Masculine and feminine behaviors. Masculine behaviors are behaviors that are considered to be more frequent or common among men. These would include behaviors that involve playing with toys that are cars as a child, or being better at spatial ability problems. Feminine behaviors are behaviors that are more frequent or common among females. These feminine behaviors would include being more nurturing or playing with dolls as a child. The problem with viewing behaviors as feminine and masculine is that they can be considered too stereotypical, as some boys do like to play with dolls and some girls like to play with cars. There are some studies that have been done to see if girls with normal hormonal levels and those with abnormal hormonal levels prefer the same toys. So what do these studies show us? One study specifically observed 8-year-old girls who had congenital adrenal hyperplasia, CAH. CAH is a form of intersexualism in which the genes are XX, which is a female, with internal sexual structures, but masculinized external genitalia. CAH is due to the adrenal glands producing high levels of androgens during the sexual differential stage of development. This could happen naturally with the fetus's own glands producing high levels of androgens, or the mother may have received synthetic androgens during her pregnancy. The study had both girls with CAH and girls who did not have CAH. They placed the girls separately in a room with an assortment of feminine and masculine toys. The girls with CAH consistently chose to play with masculine toys for a longer duration than the girls who did not have CAH. Girls who didn't have CAH also played with the masculine toys, just not for as long. So, they showed that girls with higher levels of androgens make more masculinized behavior choices based off of playing with masculine type toys such as cars for longer periods of time. They also found that females with higher levels of testosterone perform better on spatial tests. There was another study done involving rats. They asked if early prenatal environment and postnatal conditions contribute to sexual behavior in adulthood in non-human primates. They observed that male rats who were licked more and watched carefully over by their mothers had more masculinized mating behaviors, regardless of prenatal exposure. They also observed that behaviors were also changed by how many females to males were in a litter and how many they later interacted with. The males became less attracted to the females with more exposure to them. This study was not able to find a causal relationship between hormone levels and behavior, due to the males becoming less attracted to females as they were exposed to them more often. So then, what does this mean for the relationship between hormones on behavior and biological development? The role of hormones does play an extremely important role in the biological development of our physical bodies. As we saw in the individuals who have CAH, they biologically develop differently with higher levels of hormones. They have internal sexual organs, and the outside may be different. Males may also have developmental issues when there is too little testosterone produced. They can have feminized external genitalia and be infertile. This brings us back to the nature versus nurture role on humans. Even though our genes determine if we are male or female, our hormone levels can affect how far we actually develop into male or female roles. There are numerous accounts of girls with masculine genitalia raised as boys, but then feel like they are girls, and vice versa. Boys with feminine genitalia raised as girls who feel like they are boys. There are also those cases in which boys raised as boys feel feminine and girls raised as girls feel masculine. In these cases, it is extremely difficult for parents to decide how they will raise their son or daughter. And I'm sure it's no easy decision. So there just isn't enough information on on behavioral issues with environment and hormone levels, because the environment and what we're exposed to can change how we feel, but then our hormone levels also influence how we feel.